For years, the question has sort of hung over Hollywood like a certain red cape. Can Superman truly fly again on the big screen?
Right.
Not just soar, but inspire.
Yeah. Well, look, if the buzz around the new Superman film is anything to judge by, I think the answer is a pretty clear yes.
A resounding yes, it feels like.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
Okay.
Our mission, it isn't just to look at the box office numbers, which are impressive, do you get me wrong?
Oh, yeah. Definitely conversation starters.
For sure. But we want to pull back the curtain a bit, really try and understand the deeper implications of this movie.
Right. So for this deep dive, we've looked at a whole stack of sources, industry articles, detailed box office research, even deep dives into fan forums and critical reviews.
A good mix.
And what just jumps out immediately is that opening weekend. A huge $122 million.
Staggering, really.
That's not just a big number, though, is it? It feels like something more.
Oh, it's way more than just cash in the bank. This is potentially a monumental turning point for DC Studios.
Okay.
For those longtime fans who might have felt a bit, well, let down sometimes.
Understandable.
Yeah, this film feels like a genuine reboot of Faith, maybe. It really could signal a new dawn for, one of the most iconic superheroes ever.
Okay, so let's talk about the film itself then, because from what we're reading, this isn't just, another origin story retread.
No, not at all. It's being talked about as a real reinvigoration, hope, identity, responsibility, all that stuff.
Woven into, presumably, thrilling action.
Oh, yeah. Thrilling action, heartfelt character arcs, apparently, and visuals that you really need to see on a big screen.
And what about Clark Kent? How'd they approach him this time?
Well, what's interesting is he's apparently crafted as more grounded, more emotionally resonant.
Okay.
Really balancing that huge alien strength with a very sort of relatable human vulnerability.
So the story follows a young Superman.
Yeah, grappling with his place in the world, which is, complicated, often divided. He's torn between his Kryptonian heritage and the massive responsibility of being Earth's protector.
And the early reviews seem to back that up, that balance.
They do. Critics are highlighting exactly that, the blend of action, character depth, thematic richness.
Tackling modern stuff, too, I read, like power trust.
Exactly. Power, trust, morality. But somehow staying true to Superman's core message, that timeless hope thing.
So it sounds like they didn't just nail it. Maybe they reimagined what it even means for Superman now.
Could be. Could well be. Now, let's dig into that box office a bit more, that $122 million opening.
Right.
It's not just a big number for any film. For DC specifically, it's one of their strongest openings in years.
Wow. So this isn't just bragging rights.
No. This is DC basically saying to Marvel, hey, we're back. We're seriously back in the ring.
Okay, huge numbers. But how? What made it work so well? Let's start in the marketing.
Right. Well, our sources point to a really, really effective and emotional push.
Emotional how?
Well, they didn't just show explosions. They had these viral teaser clips, nostalgic TV spots, but they really emphasized Superman's humanity alongside his power.
Connecting with old fans and new ones?
Exactly. It seems like a very smart, multi-pronged approach that just worked.
But it wasn't just the marketing, surely.
No, definitely not. It tapped into something already there. You mentioned the longtime fans.
Yeah, the ones maybe feeling let down before.
Right. After the, let's say, mixed reception of some previous DCEU films, there was this real hunger in the audience for a fresh start, a new direction, a new tone.
And Superman delivered that.
It seems so. And that excitement got amplified, positive word of mouth, social media buzzing, genuinely buzzing it felt like, plus those strong early reviews. People were ready for this.
And this wasn't just a hit here in North America, right?
Not at all. The sources really highlight the global success. Huge international appeal.
Where else did it open strong?
Major markets like the UK, Brazil, India, China. It just shows how universal Superman still is, crosses cultures.
Yeah, that's true.
And another interesting factor, a big chunk of that money came from premium formats.
IMAX and Dolby?
Exactly. Fans wanted the biggest screens possible for those flight scenes, the big action sequences. Speaks volumes about the visual spectacle.
Okay, so spinning this forward, what does this massive success mean for DC Studios itself? Because it feels like more than just one hit movie.
Oh, absolutely. It serves as a huge validation, really, for the new vision, under James Gunn and Peter Safran.
A moment they've been building towards.
Definitely feels that way. Think about it. After years of, internal shakeups, reboots, inconsistencies across the old DCEU.
Yeah, it was a bit messy.
It was. Now, the studio seems to be rebuilding its cinematic universe with, like, newfound clarity, coherence, confidence even.
And this movie is the foundation.
It's widely seen that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the cornerstone of this new shared DC universe.
Are there hints of what's next within the film itself?
Subtle ones, apparently. Teases, maybe cameos, hinting at future heroes. Supergirl, perhaps. Lex Luthor is always around.
Brainiac, maybe. Justice League down the line.
All possibilities. But the key thing is, this success gives them that crucial momentum to build towards interconnected stories. But importantly, aiming to avoid those pitfalls of rushing things like before.
A more deliberate pace. That makes sense.
Hopefully. And it also raises a bigger point, I think. How does this film redefine heroes, their cultural resonance?
Not just for DC, but maybe superheroes generally.
Potentially, because Superman seems to mark a real shift in how DC presents its heroes, moving away from perhaps the darker, more brooding stuff.
Which we saw quite a bit of.
Yeah, towards portraying them more as beacons, light, hope, humanity. And that seems to be a message audiences are really responding to right now, given the current climate.
That return to form for the character.
Exactly, and you see it reflected directly in the reception.
The A Cinema score. That's huge for word of mouth.
Massive. Means people are leaving the theater and telling their friends, you gotta see this.
And Rotten Tomatoes. High scores there too.
Very high. Over 85% audience score, strong critics rating too. It wasn't just liked, it feels like it was really embraced.
What specific things are people praising?
Well, the lead actor's performance gets mentioned a lot. Nuanced, capturing that complexity of the dual identity.
Clark Kent and Kal-El.
Right. Also a memorable villain, apparently has real threat, but also some depth. The visuals, of course, those fight scenes.
Exhilarating, I bet.
That's the word people are using. But the most consistent praise, it's that return to the inspirational tone, the thing that made Superman an icon in the first place.
So, pulling back again, Superman's enduring impact. He's always been more than just powers, hasn't he?
Absolutely. He's a symbol. Resilience, moral clarity, just basic hope.
And in a world that feels pretty cynical sometimes.
Exactly. In a complex world, this film seems to remind audiences about the power of doing good. Not because it's easy, but just because it's right.
That's a powerful idea.
It is. And it reintroduces Superman to a new generation while also reinforcing his legacy for older fans. Those core ideals, truth, justice, a better tomorrow, they still resonate. Maybe more than ever today.
So the $1 million question, or maybe the $122 million question, what's next for DC? Where do they go from here?
Well, the path seems much clearer now. Our sources suggest they're definitely positioned to greenlight sequels, spin-offs.
More Lois Lane,
Yeah.
Supergirl, story set in Metropolis.
All very possible. And bigger picture, continuing to expand this new cinematic universe.
Bringing in other heroes. Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash.
Could happen. But the key difference, hopefully, will be that cohesive tone, that unified narrative they've maybe struggled with before. This film feels like the first solid step.
And it also suggests they're focusing on, what? Quality over just quantity.
Seems that way. Doubling down on good storytelling, real character development, emotional stakes, a move away from just spectacle towards, substance, which is great for us, the audience.
Any specific rumors floating around? Sequel villains?
Yeah.
Other projects?
There are whispers, yeah. A Superman vs. Brainiac sequel is a popular theory. Maybe animated tie-ins, streaming series exploring things like Krypton or LexCorp. The potential is huge.
Okay, so let's wrap this up to bring it all together.
Right. That $122 million opening weekend for Superman, it's clearly more than just a box office number. It feels like a really profound, creative, and even cultural victory for DC Studios.
Yeah, it absolutely proves audiences still care deeply about the Man of Steel.
And it shows that if you get the tone right, the vision right, put some real heart into it, superheroes can be more than just CGI noise. They can actually inspire.
Genuinely inspire.
Yeah. So the success story, it's not just about a movie making money, it feels like. Like myth reborn, maybe? A studio finding its feet again? A symbol restored.
So a final thought maybe for you, the listener. What does it really mean when a timeless symbol like Superman finds this kind of fresh relevance today? How does that idea of hope resonate in our own, often complex and uncertain world?
Something to think about.